Hi there everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you're watching us from. Today we are coming to you from our farm in a place called Cheptiret. Cheptiret is in Uasin Gishu, and as you can see, it's a very green place. And today I'm going to take you through a journey. I've never brought you guys to this piece of land. Been busy. I've really relegated it. And welcome to a farm called Northumberland Farm. So walking guys as we walk into Northumberland Farm. So why I'm bringing you to this farm today, it's a very special place for me and probably for every one of us. As you're aware, the government has, in the recent past, has put in an holiday to allow for people to plant trees, to motivate people to plant trees. And for sure, this place for me is very central to my heart. I set up this farm around, I would say from 2008. And the only thing that has been very profitable, among other things that I've tried, has been the tree. So today, I'm going to take you inside our farm and take you with us on our tree journey. As you can see, guys, this is all trees. These are all very tall trees. And that is our Northumberland Farm. In fact, if you ask for my name here and you ask Mr. Kalum, you'll be told, no, we don't know Mr. Kalum very well. But if you say Mr. Northumberland, you'll really be shown our farm very, very, very fast. So these are our trees, guys. These are our trees lined up as we go to the compound. Yes. So welcome to our channel. So I'll take you through a journey on why and how we started this farm. And for sure, it's been a journey. And it's a long story how I set up this farm and how I decided to plant trees. It started in the year around 2005 when somebody approached me to sell me an insurance policy. And I did the math, I would say, out of either being very curious or being very risk averse. And I did the math. Somebody was to sell me a policy that was to mature, I think, in around 8 to 12 years. And I was to do a monthly contribution where I would be probably contributing from around 6,000 to 8,000. And my risk averse side took over me. I did a quick math and realized that I'd make more by investing in something different that I'll show you today. So join me as we go in. So guys, I'll introduce you to our compound. We've not invested in a very big infrastructure here. I've given some guys to live here. I think I'm planning to build something, but not now. I decided not to put all that money. So let me introduce you to the trees that we've planted in our compound. So we've done the cypress trees, as you can see there, for our compound. We've done more over there. We have some fruits there. We have some, I would say, medicinal trees, some very nice trees here that I'll introduce them. I'll name them by our native language. Probably some of you will go and research and give me the correct names. So let's go in. Yes, as you can see, we have a tree called Sagawatiet. So Sagawatiet, it's very, very thorny. It has immense medical, or I would say medicinal capabilities. People use it when they get a cold. People use it on children. Women usually try and get the bark from the bottom. I used to fight with these people because people used to come and chip off the bottom. You can see this is the damage of guys coming to chip off the bark. The bark is very bitter, but when you take it, use it with water, or guys, old men who use tobacco, they sniff it and you sneeze like crazy. Yeah, there's another one. There's a big one. There's a bigger version of the Sagawatiet. So say hi to our grandma. Chamge gogo. Ya mune gat picture. Leji ya mune.
Wa mune. Yana vige.
Miri tiada. We're getting television.
Oye. Wa mune.
Tile chamge kapsa. Gogo. So this is the Sagawatiet tree, or when it's mature, it's called Igomiet, yeah? So people usually come and chip off these parts and they use it for medicine. This is our ornamental bamboo. We had built a pigeon house. At some point, I think cats frustrated them and they had to leave. So here we go. This is a palm tree. for those people who watched Nick's vlog, we had a very bitter tree. This one here. It's called soget. If you saw what Nick called it, it's soget. It has very bitter leaves. And it has a lot of medicinal value. You can use it to treat, Nick used it to manage his corona. You can use it to treat a toothache. Very, very bitter. Nobody, even goats don't chew it. So on our side here, you can see it's like we left this site in a very bad state. So for those who've seen our goat or our dopa project, we had to get part of the house that we had erected here. It was a very big store, so we decided to relocate to the other side. It gave us more value being there. So we're trying to clean up this place to build up another structure. So yes, this is the remnants of our, something I'll show you shortly. We had to harvest some timber, some lumber for the goat project, and thank God that we got a lot of wood from this side. Yeah, Mune? Okay. Yes. So over here we had very big cypress trees that we cleared, that we used that spot there to make the timber that I would say made mathematical sense for us. We sold part of it. We did a project with some of it, of course. Yeah. So we harvested, I think, around 10 tons of timber here. And as you can see, there's no difference. I'll just beam slowly and see. So the plan was, we did a business continuity plan where we planted all trees first. Then midway, we introduced the new trees. That's why even after harvesting the other trees, you can still see enough trees that nobody will even notice. So these are the leftovers, the wood for people to use. We had the droppers for fencing of the land. So in our land, when we're setting it up, we have provision for a fruit section, provision for a timber section, we provision for a cattle section, and we had the provision for even an irrigation section. So as you can see, there are fruits here. Oranges. They've not done very well, I think, because of just they need a lot of care. I've not been taking good care of this part of the land. Yeah, we have oranges, lemons, lugwats. For those who've never seen lugwats, this one does very, very well. This one is a type of tree that does very well in Nandi. Guys call it kimolwet. Others have another name that I can't remember very clearly now. Yes. So yes, we have also some special fruit. Yeah, you can see it's fruiting. Yes, it's for those who've never seen this. So what's the name of this? That's a guava. Yes, so we've tried to plant everything. So in front was our operation area where we, yes, hi Cocky. You can see some cockerels. It's, what time is it? Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, the cockerel is very, very accurate. So here is where we produced our lumber. Yeah, we got our 10 ton plus lumber here from harvesting fruits from that line up to there, and some of that, not everything. Yeah, we didn't touch anything. We're still full. So this is the remainder. Yeah, let's see. So we still have a lot of leftover timber here that I'm planning to relocate. I think people are pinching it, but it's still worth a lot. So from behind, you can see we've planted a line. The first row was for the perimeter, second row was next to the perimeter, another row was just on the other side. Yeah, so we'll walk with me as we see this plantation. So the government, of course, has given us an holiday to plant trees, and the reason why the government is pushing for it is there are many benefits of planting trees that ordinarily nobody will tell you. I've gone through a lot of YouTube channels that vlog about trees, and I've not gotten anybody who gives us the actual benefit of planting a tree. And today we'll dissect into the nitty-gritties, the math of planting trees, the other benefits, the unknown or the unmentioned benefits. Yeah, say hi to our cow here. Belongs to my friend. Ilya on youth. I'm YouTubing. Ilya.
Sorry,
say hi to my viewers.
How are you?
Good. Good to
Yes.
see you.
This is my neighbor. Yeah,
Yes.
he's a very good friend of mine. Lives down there. Has his cow. It's enjoying the very green area over here.
While going through the YouTube channels to try and see people who have documented the actual benefit of trees, unfortunately I didn't get them. What I got was guys in an enclosed office, guys in a desk giving a theoretical cost benefit analysis of a tree. Everything. Yes, sometimes in life you may not have everything, but one thing you have is use what is in your hands. For me, I would say I'm not a billionaire that I'll donate money to you. I would say through God, I have the information that I can give you. That's all I can give you. Why not? I should give you. Yes, look at our trees, guys. This is like the Boulevard Avenue. The reason why you're seeing a lot of bendy trees is we removed the ones that had matured, converted them to lumber, and built a store, sold, made good money. We'll go into the mathematics or the math very, very shortly. So in this land, we've sunk a lot of wells. There's one in the compound, another one in between, and there's a big one here that we plan to use this for irrigation in future. Yes, so that is the cypress tree. Very, very big. These trees are around 5 to 6 years old. They're not very old. We'll show you their agements on the other side. Over here is the wattle tree. There's a very interesting story about these trees. We planted them. They failed to pick. We decided to just clear this place and do another thing, like plant vegetables. However, 1 year later, all this came up. I plant wattle trees for my source of firewood, and we burn charcoal from it. So we really plant wattle trees because they mature very fast, and you can convert them to firewood or charcoal for your use in your kitchen. So this is another very big well. Yeah, you can see this one here. All my neighbors know this well because when all the other wells dry, everybody in this village comes to draw water here. So for me it was a good thing to do. I've not used it. I've not seen the benefit of it now, but in future it's going to come through. Let's cross this. I'll show you something. Look at these guys. This is an acacia tree, and for those who travel or apply the Eldoret Nairobi route, when you're at the Delamere, you see this yellowback acacia a lot. One day when I was coming home, I decided to stop by and I plucked a young sapling for the yellowback. I planted 2 of them. That's around 7 years ago. And one survived. As you can see, these are really, really grown to be a very beautiful tree. During the dry season, it retains a good amount of water that the kettle still get some grass to eat from here. So we had some gum trees all lined up from there to the end, which we harvested the other day for lumber, of course. So let's go now to the math. Trees are very good. Trees are not attention freaks. They don't like attention. They don't demand for attention. As you can see, I don't come here regularly. I've been going to the other part of the farm to take care of the goats and the sheep. So back to my story that I mentioned earlier, that somebody trying to convince me to buy an insurance policy. And what I decided is it was coming out of the village to the city. Insurance for me was a very foreign idea, and I had my own reservations. So I decided to instead invest in land. So I bought 4 acres of land. You can see from the top all to the bottom. We're going to go to the bottom side. That's a very forested area. So I came and bought 4 acres of land. And yes, at that time, land was not very expensive when I was buying it. Or they usually say when you're buying land, it's still very expensive compared to the future. So I bought the 4-acre piece of land. And since I was not around here, I decided to plant trees after doing a lot of math. So in the insurance policy, the sum assured was coming to around 8 million after around, let's say, 10 to 12 years. But there were risks involved with that. If I was to lose the job I had, I think it would have been a very different conversation with that insurance broker. If I was to become incapacitated, that would be lights out for probably my kids and such. So I deliberately came and invested in this place. So I bought this land. I did the math. So I'll give you the math as at, I would say 8, let me call it 208 minus 2023. That should be, let's give it 12 years. I'll give you the math as at that time. So at that time, a seedling was costing 5 shillings. Digging a hole and planting was costing 5 shillings. So it was costing me around 10 shillings to buy and plant. Okay, that aside. So I looked at another avenue that buying a piece of land at that time. For this area, it was not very well developed. At that time, if you had come here, you would have really said, where is this place? You would see about even 10 kilometers. You would be able to see a house 10 kilometers away. So it was very, very bare. So a piece of land was costing from around 150,000 to 200,000. So the 4 acre costed me around, let's say 800,000. So I decided to convert half of it to trees. So that means 2 acres plus was to go to trees. So in my calculation, a point, which is an acre has 10 points, a point will take around 200 trees. 200 trees, an acre, 2,000 trees. So 2,000 trees will have costed me 20,000 to buy and plant. That includes the labor part. So I said, why not? 20,000 multiplied by 2 is 40,000. Add the 800,000 was 840,000. Now, my investment time is, I decided to plant, not what everybody else is planting. If you look around my neighborhood, those are all gum trees. You know, in investment, you try and be different. Those are all gum trees. So I decided to be different because I knew that if I plant gum trees the same time with these guys, when the right time comes to harvest, I will fetch nearly nothing because the brokers will have a field day. So I decided to plant cypress tree. Now, to people, that was a downside. For me, it was an opportunity. A cypress tree takes around 18 to 20 years to mature. A gum tree, the one people say from South Africa, takes around 8 to 10 years. The other kienyeji one, or the native one, takes around 13 to 14 years. So my math was at the end of 18 to 20 years, how much will I sell the cypress? So I will sell the cypress for the tree alone, probably go to around 3,000 to 4,000. If I convert it to lumber, it will come to around 8,000 shillings. So here's now where you become realistic. So if I plant 2,000 trees, will all of them survive? Of course not. So I would assume I'll lose 500 trees. That's 1,500. Let me get my calculator out now. This is where the math becomes a bit difficult. So let's see. 3,000 trees. 3,000 trees multiplied by 8,000 minus 2,000. Okay, so 2,000 for me includes all the pain that I endured watering it, planting it. So it becomes 6,000. So 6,000 multiplied by 3,000 that survived is 18 million Kenya shillings. Guys, that's good money. So after 18 years, I sell my trees. I have my 18 million from 2 acres, not even the 4 acres. The other 4 acres you can see I've even given it to people to feed their cows with. I have no problem because I know what I'm looking at. So that's 18 million. My insurance person would have given me 6 to 8 million, yeah, sum assured, after around 8 years. Now, that is, if something goes bust, I would lose it. But now, 8 years multiplied by 2, yeah, because I'll invest afresh. But of course, after 8 years, the premium that I'm supposed to contribute will go high. So, I did the math. I invest 840,000. After 18 years, from 2 acres, I make 18 million. And I still have my 4 acres. So 4 acres right now, the price of 1 acre is how much? Right now here, it's 3 million. So 3 million multiplied by 4 acres is 12 million. Do the math, guys. So that is the first benefit of trees. You'd make money from investing in trees. Number 2, very, very important. Look at this place, guys. How does it look? It's beautiful. So for beauty, I think the human brain is, I would say, loves beauty. Number first, beauty is nature. when it's very green, yeah, your brain is, I would say, is motivated. Yeah, you would love. When I come here, I just come here to relax. I don't want to argue with anyone. So it gives me a lot of mental wellness. I would say, what do I call it now? Mental aptitude. It gives me a lot of mental aptitude to come here and just chill amongst my trees. Yeah, it's very beautiful. So, second reason why you should plant a tree is, apart from money, you get the beauty, then you get very, very fresh air. Very, very fresh air. Look at this. Very, very fresh air. And now, let's go to the business of the future. So, as you are aware, guys, we're having a lot of climate change. There's a lot of pollution in the environment. There's global warming. And there's a business for the future that people or nobody will ever tell you. There's something called carbon credits. See, guys are polluting the environment the other side of the world. And if you are able to convince them that they're able to salvage themselves, yeah, from us injecting very new fresh air or just preserving the environment, the business for the future is carbon credits, which nobody talks about it. And probably that's why the government is telling people to plant a lot of trees. I think the government is very bright. Huh? It never tells you everything. So if you see something the government is pushing, please, apart from planting in the government designated zones, go ahead and plant in your farm. Yeah. For those guys who don't have land, let me not go to the worst case scenario. You don't have land. You're very young. Your parent has a very big piece of land. Go to your father, convince them, do the math with them. Yeah. Tell them, Daddy, let me plant this part of land. You just go even to the perimeter. I know there are regulations on how far you can plant from a perimeter, but if you have a neighbor that has planted trees, luck is on your side. Go plant even 100 trees. That'll benefit you one day. Sit down with your parents. They will understand. Yeah, they will understand. They'll give you a chance to plant. So we've gone through money. Money is good. Who doesn't love money? Number two, very beautiful environment. You can hear that. Huh? You can hear my birds just chipping away there. Then carbon credits, business for the future. Now there's another opportunity where you can do other businesses. See, inside here we have bees. In my other project, I'll take you one day to our apiary. But here the first business we did was an apiary. We have a local apiary here. Yeah, the trees have really choked my bees. But still, I think they are happy they're there. So we've done apiary. So you can put up an apiary. Yeah, let's see. These are the bees. This is the Langstroth beehive, guys. We have around 2 of them. Looks like somebody has been tampering with my beehives. Yeah, somebody has been opening my beehives. Let me see if they're there. Yeah, the guys are still here. Let's try and fix. Yeah. They're very polite. When bees are well fed, they're very, very polite. So on this side we have wattle trees. I didn't plant these ones, for sure. After I fenced off, as you've seen, I've given some guys to graze. But after I fenced off, these wattle trees just came up. So I have like nearly half an acre of wattle trees. Yeah. We have another type of beehive here. We've neglected this one, but bees are still there. Yeah, you can see that, guys. That's Northumberland farm bees. Yes. So this was our phase 1. This is our phase 2. We have trees that are ready for harvesting, and in between the phase 1 and the phase 2, we have a very funny phenomenon. We planted a few gum trees. I didn't want to be left out, but my plan was to convert this to probably firewood in the next 20 years. And as you can see, these are humongous eucalyptus trees. Just see. I can't touch around them. I can't hold my hand around them. So these eucalyptus trees came as a bonus, and it's crazy how what I didn't plan for is coming up very well. Yeah. So we are in business now, guys. So you would introduce a secondary business, which is an apiary. I have a lot of beehives there that we get our honey from here for our home, for the kids. And apparently, see, the beauty of doing a good thing is somebody can copy. I have a neighbor. This neighbor is in the US, guys. So he came and saw what I was doing. He had this idle land here. See, from here, you can see that he has planted young trees. But now there is a very nice business that he copied from me. I was doing on a very small scale. I was doing bees. They're around 1, 2, 3, 4. They're around 8 beehives. But he has gone all out, guys. So he has done around 1, 2. I think we can cross over there. We'll see what he has done. So guys, I'm just stepping into my neighbor's property to show you what he has done. He copied from what I was doing, but he made it even better. So he did an apiary inside his green zone. Yeah, he's nearly planted trees, but now he has done very, very well. He has done some beekeeping here. Yeah, how many beehives? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20 beehives in a very small portion inside the forest. Yeah, it's amazing. The opportunity is available. Yeah, so this house is around 3 meters by around how many meters? These guys might sting us. Yeah, let's just measure. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 by 3 meters. He's put 20 beehives, and there's more space for the top part. For the top part is so you can even put 40. Yes, just needs a lot of work here. Yeah, we'll show you what we are doing the other side. Yeah, that's a sneak preview of what our neighbor has done. Very good neighbor of mine. Yeah, he's in the US. Shout out to the team in the US who keep on watching us, who love our content. Yes, for you guys, you have bought large tracts of land, plant trees. Yeah, plant any tree, but I'd advise you. See, my neighbor did the same thing that I did. Now, I talked to one of his boys. Yeah, he's planted cypress tree. Very good source of money. Cypress trees are late maturing. However, they give you good money within a slightly longer time. When you do the math, makes sense. But the gum tree, at the end of the day, consumes a lot of water. A lot of water. So you'd find that you'll be running out of water in your land if you put gum tree. For cypress, never dries. It only needs attention for the first 2 years. After that, it never dries. If there is a lot of extreme weather, what happens to the cypress tree? It stunts. Yeah, it slows down in growth. Yeah. So we've planted some tree, a very interesting tree here. So this tree, twice per year, it flowers. It produces a very big flower that has a lot of pollen for the bees. So this is for my bees. Ever we're sharing with my neighbor, which I have no problem. I'll show you our beehives. We've branded them Northumberland Farm. As I told you, around here, Kalum is my name, my actual name for sure. But if you ask for that name, nobody knows that. They know Northumberland, Mr. Northumberland. Yeah, I'll show you our beehives. The guys have supplied honey in Nairobi previously. This is where your honey comes from. I don't give you fake honey. You can see. Yes, Northumberland here and there and all over there inside. Yeah, the others inside. So today, as I'd mentioned, we are talking trees only. And after I did my 4 acres piece of land, I did the math. It made sense. So what happens if something... So guys, it's beautiful. The sun is finally out again. You can see it's getting very warm. I think I'll be throwing away this jacket shortly. So our other land is that side. But now, welcome to Northumberland 2, guys. That is Northumberland 2. It begins here, goes all the way to the end. As you can see, today we are out with the kids. We are coming to see the farm. But today, as I mentioned, I'll take you in here. So here is a 1 acre piece of land that I acquired around 3 years ago. This farm has been a marvelous farm. I say it's a miracle farm. We planted trees here and they are growing faster than all the other phases. And I'll show you how. We'll go in, then I will show you from the other side. However, just have a look of what the farm has. We planted these trees this year, still with the maize. So usually we plant trees, plant maize. So this came with the maize this year. We planted this section around 1.5 years ago. This section, yeah, up to here. This other section was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. The other section here came in around, I think 4.5 years ago. This side, yeah, cypress trees only. I've never planted these trees. They came on their own. There's another gum tree there. Just came. I think it was brought. Usually it was brought by wind. We say that. Then we have. So this is 4.5, and now the other side. This other side was planted 6.5 years ago. If you can just picture that, yeah, it's a 1 acre project that I can tell anybody to go and do. I bought this land in a very funny way, which I know most of you buy land. Somebody has an issue, of course you help them, what you buy from them. It's a function of barter trade. You have the small money and they have the land, so you exchange. What do? You plant trees. So this is our tree plantation. It's very dark here, so let's go to the other side where we'll show you. Yeah, see, right now it's very clean. We've not done anything. So when the trees grow, it provides a shade or a cover or a canopy that does 2 things. Let's say 3 things. Number 1, it preserves water. So during drought, your trees will never suffer from lack of water. Number 2, it preserves the manure. So anything falling up there rots very fast. Yeah, that means your trees gets fertility injection, yeah, from the cover. Then number 3, sorry, it's security. When it's dark like this, nobody wants to come to waste time or just hang around here, unless they have the intention, of course. So we'll take you to the end. So I usually say I'm lucky to have good neighbors. So here's my border, and my neighbors saw this. These are my other neighbors down here. They have their children in the US. They have amazing neighbors. So what happened is, when I planted these trees, they thought very, very fast that why would we fight over the boundary? So what they do, they planted on their side trees also. So we are mutually benefiting from each other. Yeah, no fighting because of I think shading. They know the benefit, of course. So I've tried to educate as many people as much as possible. And when I plant these trees, the workers who come to plant for me, when I plant 200 trees, I donate 20. So if I have 5 workers, everybody goes away with 5 or 4. If they go and plant, it's not my problem. Some go and sell for illicit liquor, but I give them trees. Some go and plant. There's another guy who is up there. When we were doing the first one, he came and helped me in planting trees. I paid him and gave him trees. At that time, I think I gave him around 50 trees. I had surplus. So what happened? He went and planted for sure. And right now he's harvesting. When I was harvesting mine, the first one, he was also harvesting his trees. He didn't spend anything. In fact, I paid him to plant mine, and now he's enjoying. Yes. So to a very crucial question that many people ask me. Let me go to where the light is. Yes, this is the second last phase. I can still walk in here. I can touch even the top of a tree. So very pertinent question that people ask is, cypress is susceptible to diseases. Yeah. So I usually say no, but I think many people are misled. The cypress tree is a very hardy tree. Sun is out and it's amazing. It's hot, it's warm. Now I've had to remove my jacket for me to give you the content. So as I was mentioning, there's a myth or a misconception that cypress trees are very weak and they are susceptible to diseases. And I would say no. Cypress tree is a very hardy tree. Many people say they usually get diseases. They call it a virus. Yeah? So when I planted my first one, I was discouraged by many people that cypress trees don't perform here. They'll eventually die. I told them, okay, no problem. Let me be the guinea pig. So when planting, I was lucky that I planted at the right time when there were seasonal rains. And around after 2 years, there was a disease, alleged disease that was burning off cypresses. So you'd find it starts at the beginning of a plantation, comes all the way slowly to the end. So I decided, no, my cypress will not die. So I did my research very fast and I consulted some agronomists around. So cypress tree, this is the nomenclature of a cypress tree. There is the leaf. Yeah. If you look closely, if you look very closely, they are very oily. Yeah, let's look at these white pores. So when it's dry, cypress tree produces some sap. It's very gummy. So number one, if you plant your cypress tree by the roadside, they'll attract dust. The impact of dust is it blocks the pores for the leaves. So the cypress tree during the day won't be able to consume the CO2 to convert it to oxygen for it to get its nutrients. Number one. Number two, it won't be able to do effective photosynthesis. So what happens? It lacks food. So even if there's water, it lacks food. So it will dry off from the leaves. Eventually you lose the whole tree. Second issue is people say there's a virus. I'll go back to that again. There's no virus for cypress. There's something called an aphid. It's a white aphid. So what happens is it comes, it chews away the cypress bark. As you can see, it's very soft. Let me even just pinch a bit of it. It's very, very soft. Yeah? And it has a very nice aroma. So the aphid comes, pinches off the bark. Now when it chews off the bark, it secretes some liquid that's very gluey. So when it secretes the liquid, it lays eggs on it. So what happens is there's a very fast growth of aphids. They chew away the bark, they deposit the resin. What does that do? It blocks again the pores. It gives it a stunted growth, and the leaves again burn away. And then you lose the whole crop, the whole plant. You lose the whole plant. So what did I do? I reached out to my friends, the agronomists, and I told them there's something I've seen in my trees, a white substance. And they told me that's an aphid. I told them, what do I do? So they gave me an insecticide that I sprayed on the cypress. So I got a small nozzle knapsack and sprayed the whole plantation. And I can tell you to date, I've not lost even a single cypress. I have neighbors who've lost a cypress on the other side. Yeah, I can see some, they've dried up. I wish I could. The sun is so bright that we can't see. So some guys have lost their whole plantations because of an aphid. So the biggest enemy to you are two things: planting by the roadside, dust, and an aphid. Nothing else. If you plant the right time, which means plant when there's a lot of rain, they won't dry off. I want to show you the small ones we planted this year. Yeah, they won't dry off. If today or during the dry period you dig your ground and you find that the soil is damp, that is enough for a tree to survive. So this is our cypress, planted this year. If you come and see this tree next year, you'd be surprised that it will be that size. Yeah, that size, that size, that size. In the next year, it's on the other side. So we have staged our growing of this cypress to, let me call it stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, 4, and 5. Very simple. Yeah. So if you don't have land, as I mentioned, yes, we've done some sawdusting. When we did the harvesting of lumber, we remained with some sawdust. So we've put some sawdust here to preserve some water. We want our trees to grow very fast. You know, when you test the money, it gives you the ability to work extra hard. So if you if you don't have any land, talk to your father. Use the perimeter, like my neighbors here. Plant the trees on the perimeter. So on a perimeter, how many plants can you plant on an acre? Any guess? So you can plant 200 trees. Talk to your father. Talk to your mother. 200 trees. After 18 years, since they're on the perimeter, the ability to lose is, you can't lose all of them. So you lose probably 20. So you remain with 180. 180, again back to my calculator. 180 multiplied by 6,000. 180 multiplied by 6,000. Guys, it's crazy money. It's 1 million Kenya shillings. Why not do it? Yeah. So I'll challenge you today. As the government tells us to plant trees, let's plant trees, but on our own terms. Of course, support the government. If we don't preserve this environment, our children will really hate us. Let's plant trees. Let's preserve the environment. At the same time, let's make money. So today, I was taking through a tree knowledge session, and you've seen the opportunities that come with it. You can put in your bees, yeah, you'll get a lot of things. When you harvest these trees also, I want to give you a secret. Don't sell your trees as a trunk. Yeah, convert your trees to timber or to lumber and sell them on the market rates. Give out a commission to a broker, but I can tell you, you'll make double the money. Now the remainder, which is the westwood, you can convert them to build a structure, build a storage facility, build a fish pond like the one we've built in our greenhouse. We've built a fish pond out of tree waste. Yeah. Now, something very funny that many brokers will not tell you. You know those agey wastes that remain after milling or sawmilling the wood? They're the ones that are used to make corner rounds, conies, and the quarter rounds. Yeah, the ones that you put next to your ceiling, just next to your doors. So they're the waste wood that you would ordinarily throw away. So if you sell someone a tree, complete tree, they'll go and make the timber. They'll go and remain with the sawdust, which they will sell. They'll go and remain with the barks, which they used to make the quarter round, half rounds, the cornices, and such. So from me to you, my viewers, thank you very much for watching my video. Please subscribe, support us to the road to 500. And as usual, God bless you, be inspired, and have a good one. Thank you. So as a parting shot, guys, as you plant those trees, ensure you engage your children so that they know the value of the trees. Enjoy the planting. It is a very dirty affair, but let's connect with nature that way. And another thing is, let's preserve what we have. If you don't need to cut it, don't cut it. And as they say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. Plant a tree and enjoy. Subscribe, guys. Turn on the notification button, all of them, so that you don't miss anything. Like, share. Thank you very much. Happy days, happy life. Salute.